Okay, so let's start with Carousel here, because most of the sites have Carousel in their introductory part of their website. So many of you who don't know what a Carousel is, so it's, you can say, a presentation of some images which describe your website. So let me just put them up, then it would be more clear to you. So here you can say that it also shows the slide number which is currently in display by this animation on this small bar. But here you can see that we also have captions, so this one would be the best to go with. Let me check if the recording okay, so let me just copy this thing, and here let us make another div tag here, another container here for this, because I need it to be in a separate container, or else it will mostly follow the warning background color in this div also. Just to avoid it, I am introducing another new container here. So let me just paste this thing again. Let me just give it okay, fine. So another thing which you might see that here we also have images to display. So also, in order to make this carousel, I need a image which has more width. So currently I don't have any such image, because if I use this image, then more probably it would be also having more height, so that won't be probable for this thing. So in order to overcome that, there's also a good thing for us. So let me just copy and paste it here. So what this good thing is, it is actually an API. So as you can see here, this is the name of the API. So what it does here, we need to mention the dimension of the image which we require here, and the subject on which we need the image. For example, I am here writing a dog's image of dimension of 1400 by 400. I am also copying and pasting the same on the other two slides also. And here we have some rough content where we can write anything. So the only disadvantage with this API is that you can see that initially if I load the screen, then it takes some time for the image to load. So that's the only disadvantage, but for practicing purpose it would be a good thing for you, especially if you don't have the image of the required dimension. So yes, you can say when I request the API at different times, so it fetches different images which are related to dog. Even if I write here something like man, and it would fetch the image related to man, as you can see here. So this is an API. The only thing, I will also link this API in description, especially this part. Okay, so as this is a dummy website, if you are making your own product, then you obviously need to give the image which are related to your own product. For example, if you are trying to make a website for some footwear or some t-shirts or something like that, then you can probably put the figures of men and women as per your requirement. So this is a dummy website, so don't go on the content and the images used. It is just for the purpose of explaining you the design. Okay, so now let's just come out of this div and just write here a title for our website. So let me use the h1 tag here. H1 is a heading tag. Okay, so here you can see that the tag comes here, but I need this to be inside my container. As you can see that this is the closing tag for div of the container, so I will place it inside this. Let me give it proper indentation. Okay, so now you can see that it is displaying inside the required container. Now the thing which I need to put here is that it should be in the center, so we can usually give it a center tag also, but for Bootstrap we have a ready-made class which is known as text center, so it will automatically put our paragraph or any heading tag or anything which we have in the center. Now I also need some space between this heading tag and this carousel. Okay, so for this I will put it a margin top of 5 so that there is a gap of not, you can't say 5 pixels because it is scaled down, it has been scaled down to 5, so maybe there can be 20 pixels also in between. So because we have, for Bootstrap we have from 1 to 4 means the dimensions. For example, if you give a margin of 10, then probably it won't work here because it has notations only from 1 to 5, so the 5 is the max number here, so it gives the maximum gap which we require here. Okay, so just write another content here, like you can say mobile website, or let me just write menswear. Okay, so I'm giving any random content here, you can figure it by your own, whatsoever you need to write there. Okay, so you can also give it a class, means as already I have shown you the color. Text primary means the blue color, so it will turn into blue color. Also, if you need to give another styles, like then you can, then the option of external or internal CSS is already open for you, so you can make your own CSS class and assign it here, so accordingly you can give your styles there. But as it's a Bootstrap tutorial, so I will only teach the contents related to Bootstrap itself. So now let's go with the concept of row and column. So as you know that we have rows and column, so first of all I will declare a row here, and in a particular row there can be many columns. So for example, let me just declare a row class here. So it's quite simple thing, you will have to give the class of row for Bootstrap. Let me just check. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so this is a row class, and inside this we will have a column. So the shortcut form is of column. So as here I need 2 columns inside this row. So in Bootstrap we have a dimension of 12 as the overall size of the screen. So this 12 I need to divide it into 2 parts as I need 2 columns here. So what is 12 divided by 2? That is 6. So I will just write here 6 and 6. It means I am distributing the 12 half here and half here. So let me write here the first half and the second half goes here. Never mind the spellings. Okay, so here you can see that this is the first half, then this is the second half. So this is an entire row, and this entire row is being divided into 2 columns of first half and second half. So what I need here, so if you want to divide the screen into 3 equal parts, then 12 divided by 3, that is equal to 4. You can then write here third half or whatever you need to give here. So I will divide it into 3 equal parts. And again, if you want to divide it into 4 equal parts, then you will have to call 3, and once again one more call 3 there. So what it does that your website remains quite responsive here. So if you go to decrease the width, then also I need to mention here call if it will work here or not. Let's try. Okay, so you can also see the navbar, how it contracts there. And as I have given a call SM of 12, which means if I have a small screen, then you can see that it will occupy the whole column, and this thing will also occupy the whole column. So that's how the code goes for this. On the other hand, if I remove this thing, then you can see that it returned to its original position. So as I had told you before that we have codes for SM which stands for smaller screen. Let me just navigate on Google and show you all the available screen sizes. Screen sizes in Bootstrap. So it would be more clear to you that which symbol stands for which screen. So you can see that SM small stands for small device, medium device, large and extra large. So this extra large is usually for big screen like TVs and desktop. Then large one you can say that iPad and etc. And SM will be the screen of mobile, and call and nothing is the extra small devices, maybe the older mobiles which we used to have, the one which had keyboards. Okay, so enough with that thing, and I hope that this thing is clear to you, and if not, then again we have more content, more thing to design ahead, and I'm pretty sure that you guys will understand that what's the actual concept behind this when we will design cards. Okay, so what I want here is that I want the image of the product on this half and some content, means you can say the content related to this image on the right side, means this would be a text and this would be an image. Okay, so let me just give it an image as of. So as I need a vertical image, so I have this dummy image, so I can give that name here, or I can also directly access this API and I can get the image from there. And here I will have some random content. In here you can see, let me just close this thing, that these two things are colliding, which we don't want. Okay, so let me just give it some class of with 50 and height of 50. So you can see that it had become smaller, which we don't want. And width 100 means it will acquire, it is same as width of 100% as we give in CSS, where the 100% stands for the entire width of its parent. So as you can see, the parent here is call6, which acquires the half width of this whole row, and it will acquire the width of that whole row, and let's give it some appropriate height. Okay, so that works fine. Okay, it looks quite weird that we are having some LinkedIn stuff going on there, so let me just give that thing here. So I will have to manage the dimensions here, so let's go by trial and error. So you can see some random man's image coming there. So even this looks finer, just increase the height. Actually this is too long. never mind the images which come forward. Okay, so I think that should be decreased more. Okay, so that works fine. And let's just write some random content here, or let's just copy paste. Never mind, we are getting the text. I hope that you guys are getting these things. I'm just copying and pasting the text so that we won't waste much of our time. And what I want that this content should match with the height of this image. So let me just remove some random content here. So I hope that you are getting the idea how we need to design websites. And here you can say that I need some more gap. So let's just create it. We'll give it a margin top of 3, you can say. 4 would work fine. Okay, so here you can say that you have proper width, a proper margin top, and the proper height of this thing, and also the content which fixes here. So this is how it goes, and let's just try to put the image in. So you can see that there is some border radius added here. If you want the full image to be in a circle, then you can give the class of rounded circle. This one was looking pretty good, so let's go with this. Okay, so that works fine for us. So let me just show you guys in which container we are actually. So BG Danger will hit a red color background. So you can see that we are in the same container now. You can see that the carousel stuff finishes here and here comes the heading, but I want this thing to be more padded, I want some padding from the left and right. So let's just see how we can do it. So here we have this thing, and for this row I will give it a padding of 5. P stands for padding, and as I said you guys that 5 is the maximum range till which you can give a padding or some margin. So that's how you can see that this thing has got some padding from the left and right, thus it occurs compact. Now I hope that you guys are getting the idea how we are designing this website. Again, now I will draw some cards here.